Welcome everyone to Dragon Quest FM, where we talk about and obsess over Dragon Quest. I'm Austin,
I'm BJ.
and this week we have new Dragon Quest 1 plus 2 HD-2D remake news.
Yeah, I was wondering how you were going to go with it because it's a very long thing. So yeah, that's what we have. We have new DQ stuff. We've gotten some news from Square Enix, and I think I saw it on RPG. Yeah, RPG side. I can never remember if it's like RPG side or RPG bot, or which of the sites I see things on.
Yeah, so I'm super excited because number one, there's like some beautiful new artwork for the game from Dragon Quest 1 that shows the hero and the princess facing off against the green dragon, which kid you thought was the final boss of the game.
And it still will be. Like adult me is just going to stop playing the game at that point.
And so first of all, like that artwork just looks fantastic.
It's really nice. Like I'm a big fan of that.
I know like I know everyone, ourselves included, were like really sad when we lost Toriyama. But
Hmm.
I will say that the various people who are in charge of doing Dragon Quest artwork post Toriyama are doing a really great job, I feel like,
They
of
are.
like incorporating his kind of style and design, but in a way that like you can tell it's different, but
Mhm.
it also like I don't know, Toriyama's art was just is so like easy to recognize anyway that
They're
it's
not
hard.
trying to emulate it. They're not trying to make it look exactly the same, but they're
Yeah,
trying to keep the same style and motifs that he uses.
with the character like the
Yeah.
faces especially, like it's what I can see it in. Where like even though I'm like, oh yeah, that's a different artist, it's still like I'm like that's a Toriyama face.
Yeah. And I
And
like the art because it looks like painting that they've got it where it's all not quite saturated and that you can see like pencil marks or brush strokes in it. And I
yeah,
really like that kind of thing when looking at
similar.
digital art like this.
Yeah, similar to like the what's on the covers of
Mhm.
3 and then what's going to be on the cover of 1 and 2. Yeah,
Yep.
like I really love that art style too. And I it does have me, this is kind of like loosely a tangent, but it does have me like excited to see like Dragon Quest 12 but also Dragon Quest down the road
Hmm.
because I know like you and I and probably a lot of DQ fans are kind of like, well, where do you go once Toriyama's not designing
Yeah.
stuff, for the series anymore? And it has me hopeful that we're still gonna see some really cool like new character designs that still
Right.
feel Dragon Quest without like
Not
y-
necessarily reskins or trying to
yeah,
just do the exact same thing that they've done in previous games to stay 100. I shouldn't even say 100% true, but just to keep that kind of homage going, but go about it the wrong way. But
yeah,
stay too close to it without innovating any. And I think this art shows that we'll get a different kind of style that still feels like DQ.
yeah, absolutely. So for those of you, this is like pretty fresh news. Like this was earlier in the day,
Hmm.
when like the embargo was lifted on this stuff, and um, so we decided we would talk about. So this is like brand spanking new, pretty fresh. So if you didn't catch it, this episode it'll be yesterday by today. Did that
Yeah.
confuse you? It confused me. But when you're listening to this, it will be probably like 24 hours old, a little less than 24 hours old. So just in case you
Yep.
missed it, that's fresher than a lot of news we cover on here. Um, they also detailed like new new content and like some changes to
Yep.
the first two games that I am cautiously optimistic about. Now,
Right.
I Dragon Quest 3, like the DQ3 remake, HD-2D remake, really sold me on like, wow, they took a classic game and really did throw stuff in that made it better.
Right.
Like I loved finding those friendly monsters.
Yeah, that was really fun going through and just finding them not at random places, but at various places across the world. That one was really fun to do.
Like I liked those changes, and so with this, I was like, the changes sound cool. Don't get me
Right.
wrong, and but DQ3 kind of sold me on like I kind of just trust it now. Like whatever this team kind of tells me they're putting in the game, I'm just kind of like, yeah, sure. Like
Okay, you
DQ3 was awesome, so like, yeah,
like we
let's just
trust
do,
you
yeah,
with the reins on this one that just don't disappoint us.
yes, yes, exactly. Like that's kind of where I've landed here, and so anyway, so there's two kind of big things that came out of this announcement. One of them is that there's new sigils, is what they're
Hmm.
called, and there are five of them. You can collect them. So number one, I'm like something more for me to
Something else
collect.
for you to go through and have to get
Ye-
your collection of.
yes, please. So I'm right out the gate. I'm like, you had me at collect. But they're supposed to like offer unique abilities and
Hmm.
like collecting them all is supposed to create my understanding of it is that like if you find all five of them you can it like unlocks like mega
Like you
ability.
get superpowers and power ups.
Yeah, similar to kind of like like six or seven when you like master vocations and it
Yep.
unlocks like a better
Like your
vocation. It
ultimate ability or other vocation. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds kind of like that thing where it's like cool. I'll like I already know I'm gonna find these five things.
And
Um
I think from what I read, it was you have to in DQ2, but maybe you don't in DQ1. I'm not sure the way it
you
was
have
phrased.
you have to collect them?
I think it was said something
Because
about
I
like
totally
you
missed
you
that.
have to find them to be able to beat the final boss or something like that. I may be completely misremembering that part. Let
Hmm.
me see.
Yeah, I don't know.
You must find the five sigils to defeat Hargon, the evil high priest. In DQ2, you must find the five sigils to defeat Hargon, the evil high priest who leads an army of monsters. So in DQ2, it's not something, but it says for
Oh,
DQ1, they also appear in the HD-2D version of DQ1. In this game, you help the fairies create their sigils for a certain reason. And I
oh,
love how
okay.
vague it is for a certain reason.
Yes. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that is funny. So the thing just let's back up for a second. So that's the thing though here is I can't see you anymore.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna talk for a second. My computer's being weird. So I think my understanding of it is that I I could be misunderstanding. My understanding of it is that like the five because sigils are already a part of Dragon Quest 2. Like
Right.
that's already a part
Okay.
of it. Is finding like I don't have the thing pulled up right now, but there's like a moon sigil, sun
Hmm.
sigil, things like that. Like that was already a part of two. My
Right.
understanding of it is that you now find them in one and they carry over.
I don't know. That was something that I was curious about too, is whether it carried over from one to two or not. So I'm hoping it does. Like that was what when I saw it first, I thought it was something that spanned one into two. So I'm really hoping that's the case. The way that it's worded on the thing is that return in DQ1 and 2. In this game, you'll collect five sigils throughout DQ1 and DQ2. So it makes me think that they're going to be spread across.
Yeah, maybe so. Sorry, this episode is a hot mess, but my wife is texting me, so I'm texting her back. It was her first day of teaching, everybody.
I'm so
Um,
happy for her. Like that's so great. And it went well. You texted me earlier. So for everyone listening, knows that her first day of teaching at her new job is going well.
Yeah, it is. So she's for those of you who don't know my wife, she's like a like an artist, like
Very good.
professional artist. Like she goes around and does different kinds of art. And we were down in the Keys recently, and she just learned a new way to do art at the studio down there.
Cool.
And anyway, the like hybrid school that my kids go to sometimes like one day a week was hiring and needed like an art and craft teacher. And she was like, you know what? Like that's what she went to school for. Like she went to
Hmm.
college to, be a school teacher. And just loves doing art stuff already. And so it's like a part-time gig, which is really all, she has time for. And she was like, yeah, I do all this art stuff with kids and families like already,
Anyway,
like
yeah.
professionally, and I think it'd be really fun. And I homeschool my kids, so I already like teach children, so I could do all
Yep.
this. And so anyway, but yeah, she said it went good.
I'm so glad. Like I've been so excited since you told me that that
Yeah,
she's got that gig.
I am too. She was really excited about it, and it's been a fun thing too. I know this doesn't have to do with Dragon Quest. I'm sorry, but I'm happy for her. She's been practicing. It's cool too because she'll like get the stuff, different crafts to try out, and she'll do them with our kids
Right.
first. And so it's like our kids are getting to do some of these cool little crafty things, and then she'll like go to the school and teach. And one thing she was nervous about was there was a lot of kids, and they told her if if there was one more kid added to the class, she would get a teaching assistant. And so
Oh,
she was kind of hoping that a kid or two would get added in so that she could have a teaching assistant. And
right.
she was like, 16 kids alone is worse than 17 kids with a teaching assistant. And so,
Yeah,
and anyway, there were some extra kids, so she has a teaching assistant. So she said that made it easier too.
that's really awesome.
Um, but anyway, also, fun fact when we record these, just for anybody listening, I have my phone set I have my phone always set on silent when we record these to
Yeah,
keep it from doing that. But I have it so that Grace can always text me no matter what, like on
right.
in Do Not Disturb. Like
Yep,
she's
same here. Not
apologies to
Grace, my
you,
wife.
but yeah, like my wife is the only person that like the messages will go through, so that's
Yep.
why you guys all heard the honky honky there. Anyway, so that's what I'm interested in hearing about because the wording was a little bit weird, where I was
Yeah.
under the impression that you start finding now, instead of finding the sigils just in DQ2, you start finding them in one, and then they like transfer over. So it's kind of like a collectathon, not really, maybe not a thon since it's only five, but it's a collection thing that
Hmm.
keeps you busy across the two games, which
Which
would
I'm
be a change.
so hoping that that's what it is. The way that it's worded when it says throughout DQ1 and DQ2, I'm really, really hoping it carries from one to the other. Because they've admitted that they call it the Erdrick trilogy already. They are leaning in on these being connected outside of just the fandom uh looking at them and finding the ties between them, like they're marketing it that way. So I'm really hoping that they're leaning in more on the connections between the two games by doing stuff like that. That you're getting the sigils from the hero in one as you're going through with Moonbrook and Cannock and everything.
Yeah, and it would be kind of cool because like these are packaged together,
Hmm.
right? And so it would be kind of cool if they went a little bit hand in hand like that, even though they're two separate games, if there were things like that that kind of connected them. That way it's not just like
It's not
those
just
Kingdom Hearts
right.
collections, where they're like standalone games. And I
Yep.
guess even some of those have where like in the actual main menu, like you unlock stuff for
Oh,
like
do
art,
you?
like art and stuff.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
some of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
I haven't played every collection. Like I've played all of them, but aside, you can also listen to my mini-sode on Kingdom Hearts 3 that was this week. Um, on our Patreon page. But anyway, but yeah, so it's like that would be I like that kind of idea where
Yes.
like that kind of transfers, and I would love to see that if they have any kind of like friendly monsters to find or any kind of mini game like that.
Yeah.
I would love if that like if that would just went naturally across the two games
Yep.
rather than like you have to
Man.
find all 30 in one and then that's just it, and then once after you beat the game you're done, and then in two it's like now you have to find 30 more. If it was
Yeah.
just like there was some way to like collectively do it across them, I think that could be cool. And
That'll
so
be a
my
lot of fun.
understanding, because they took the time to announce it, that's the other thing. Because like the sigils exist as a part of DQ2's story already.
Right.
So my thought process there is that like uh, it has to be across both of them because otherwise, like, what are they announcing, right? I
Announcing for
guess.
two. Maybe it's just the extra. Well, you do get powers from them, which I don't think you did that. You don't get like battle powers to unleash in the original two from getting the sigil. That you do, like the end of the article was posting about how the soul sigil activates a souped up skill. And I don't think that's the case in the original one.
The very original one, I don't know, because I've never played the original one, the original one. But the iterations that I have played, like the ports and stuff, and like
Yeah.
later ones, I honestly can't remember because here's the reason I can't remember, everybody. I used to play these games like every year at Christmas, right?
Uh-huh.
Like it was like a thing. And then now Square Enix has released a new Dragon Quest game pretty much every year around the holidays for like the last like 4 years now.
Yep.
I'm not complaining. That is not a complaint. I'm thankful for it. But because of that, like I haven't been replaying those games the way I was there for a while. And so I've not actually played Dragon Quest 2 in probably 5
It's
years
been a
now.
while since you've done your replays.
A lot of
Uh,
games have happened in 5 years. A lot of life has happened in 5 years.
yeah, it has.
Um,
The
so I
last five
can't
years have lasted about
remember.
10 at least. Um, and also things that weren't in two already. Like, I can't remember if this is the first time that they've officially said that this is the Princess of Cannock. Uh, I
No, they did reveal that they did confirm as the playable character,
As the
you mean?
playable character,
No, they did
the extra
confirm
character
that
they said. I couldn't remember.
that was back during it was the Nintendo Direct and you were gone somewhere. Maybe it was when you were at Gen Con. You were gone somewhere and you came back and I was like, "Oh, by the way, they
Oh,
did confirm it is the Princess of Cannock."
because I
It's like it
couldn't
was kind of like
remember.
the worst kept secret I feel like ever. Like everybody
Right.
was like Princess of Cannock.
Can I
Uh
guess who that is? Yeah.
and yeah, and then but they did with this so the sigils thing, but then also there's scrolls that you can get now and
Yeah,
you can
which are a new
use
item
them.
type that have been in no DQ game before.
Yeah, I guess that
Because
could
there are
be accurate.
seeds and things like that, but you don't actually these the way these work are that you learn skills from them that you can learn, like you get them as treasure and you can teach a character frizz or crack or something like that, and that's
And
not
they
been the case before.
keep it because you're so you you're getting your information from RPG site, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, and I'm basing mine off of like PR.
Okay.
So we're kind of basing off of two different things, and I did not ask for clarification on this, but um so RPG site may know more than me because I was under the impression just based on the PR thing that I got, it almost made it read like the scrolls are like items that you find and then you can use. So like if you have a character that wouldn't have otherwise known how to use Frizz, they could
Right.
use a Frizz scroll to cast that spell. But I wasn't clear if it was like a repeat use or one time.
The way it's worded on the RPG site one is says that the other places and by using them, one of your party members can learn a new spell or skill. The teachings contained within the scrolls can only be learned by certain characters. So that makes me think like
Oh,
there are mage characters that may not naturally get a particular kind of magic that they would be able to learn zing from a scroll if they're on that class list. Uh, where it would be a permanent thing, unlike a consumable, like a seed
gotcha.
or something. Well, I actually like a seed where you up their, you use it and then they're changed at that point, kind of like you do with a strength seed or anything like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping that's the case. That's the way it reads to me.
That makes sense. I was almost reading it as like you know how in like Oblivion, you know how you just you like use a scroll basically
Yeah,
to like cast a spell, um, or like Legend of Dragoon had that where it had there were certain magic items and you would throw it up and any character could use it, but it would like cast this kind of like
yeah,
AOE spell or whatever.
like D&D and
And
Starfinder and things like that, where you and they changed that. Did you know in fifth edition and others that the most recent editions that you have to be able to cast a spell to begin with to be able to use a scroll, even in Pathfinder? And I'm like, that removes some of the utility to from scrolls, like if you have to be able to
I
read it already.
I did not know that, and I also do not think that's the way we have been playing D&D.
It's like most people don't play D&D, us included, by every letter of the law, and like looking it up in Pathfinder and stuff too. When we've been playing that in Starfinder here in town, it's been
Because
interesting to see stuff like that, where it's like only a wizard can use, as long as it has to be on their spell list to
because
be
I'm
able to
pretty
do it.
sure we had a barbarian in one of our, and maybe it was Witchlight, use a fireball scroll.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
because that's the
almost
way it
positive.
used to be. Was that anybody could use a scroll that was written out for anybody, and in older versions of it. And so yeah, newer ones now you have to be able to do it. Like you can't have a barbarian cast fireball anymore. Like rules is written. House
Yeah,
rules say they can, which is much cooler.
yeah,
I like them better when when anybody can use them personally.
yeah. Um, so I guess the main takeaway here is that BJ and I don't know definitively the answers to these things, but we're really excited.
We are like
The
we're really excited.
idea,
These
uh,
kinds of things coming out for a new DQ for an old DQ game with new stuff is really exciting.
yeah, and so like the premise of the scrolls, that's the one that I'm kind of on the fence about. Like sigils, I'm like, whatever, I'll go find orbs in just about any video game. Like you
Yeah,
can call them sigils, you can call them orbs, you can call them whatever,
whatever
emblems,
MacGuffin it is.
and I'm gonna go find them. And I'm gonna go make sure I find them all. But yeah, with the scrolls, I was kind of like, how's that gonna work? And I was also kind of reading it as maybe a way to just make the singular hero in DQ1 a
Right.
little more OP.
Hmm.
Um, which I guess is good. May run the danger of like making it too easy, but I guess if you don't want it too easy, you just don't use the scrolls.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
there's if you don't want him to be able to do something,
just don't do it.
just
Yeah.
don't do it. Yeah,
Yeah, but leave it there for the rest of us who want to try. And so I like I like these changes. I'm very excited for Dragon Quest 1 plus 2 remake
yeah,
because like I adore 3, don't get me wrong. 3, it's got a job system, it's got, the story, it's kind of like the definitive Dragon Quest 3 story, right?
for sure.
And so don't get me wrong, but I have like maybe almost a weird like love and fondness of the first Dragon Quest game. Like for whatever reason, like that's actually the one I've played the most. I've
Hmm.
played DQ1 more than any other Dragon Quest game because it's just so dang short. It's one character and I really can. I can just like knock it out in like a Saturday afternoon if I really want
Yep.
to.
Regardless of the version, whether it's on the mobile or Switch or whatever it is, you know how to get through it.
Modern version, yeah. Like I could do it in an afternoon. I think Dragon Warrior might get frustrating. But
No
yeah,
quick saves.
definitely the newer ones with quick saves where I can just like stop right there, go take care of the kids for a minute and then
Hmm.
come back to it. Yeah, it's like it's very easy to just like beat and like I I don't know. I love the first one, and so I'm really excited for the remake of that one, especially just because of how much I adore the first DQ game. But
Right.
then with Dragon Quest 2, it's like how many times have you heard me talk about Malroth, And it's like that is by far the most memorable boss of any Dragon Quest game for me because of how mad I got with Malroth. And so I'm I'm excited just to see how it plays out in the
Right.
remake, but also I'm like I'm coming prepared this time, right?
Hmm.
It's not like little baby Austin coming to fight Malroth unprepared the first time he's ever played DQ2. This time it's like I know what this guy can do and I'm coming prepared and this is kind of how I've approached it, the couple of times I've replayed
Right.
DQ2, but still it's like, I'm coming prepared this time. I know what I'm getting into and like he does not stand a chance because I am coming over prepared.
I hope he beats you so hard after
Oh my
this.
gosh.
Like, I
It
hope that after all the preparation, like you get in this and like you're playing it and like like just the bad luck that tends to happen on some boss fights. I hope you get hit by it just solely because of how much trouble he gave you in the past.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I mean, it's happened before when replaying games, especially
Mhm.
replaying games that like I've replayed multiple times, where it's like, I've done this, you know. It's
Yep.
like I can do it, and then I get my butt handed to me.
Yep.
And that has happened before. So if it happens, when it happens, you and everybody listening, y'all be the first
I
people to know because
I truly cannot wait on the text messages. Like those are my favorites whenever I get a message either on Discord or just a regular text on when you're so mad at a game. And it always starts out dude. Because that is how I know when I read it. It's something that's about to happen, like it's going to be interesting one way or another because it just starts out dude. And
I yeah, it would. I think we should call it Malroth Watch and just make a game of it we're gonna have the world on Malroth Watch where at some point I'm gonna I'm gonna beat Malroth and I'll have to update everybody.
yeah,
We'll have me on Malroth Watch and we'll
it'll
see when it happens if do I beat him the first time? Do I go in there, guns a blazing?
And since you're going to
Um
be playing this on PS5, I'm assuming like you did DQ3, you can
Probably, yeah.
stream it. You could stream it and let everyone watch.
Possibly the only thing there is if I'm reviewing it, because
Oh
then
yeah, you wouldn't be
I'll
able to
be
do it because of embargoes.
embargoes and NDAs and stuff. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know 100% that I am reviewing it yet for work. I hope
Yeah.
so. I love Dragon Quest. I like
No.
reviewing stuff. Um, but we'll see. Yeah. And so um
That would be hilarious to be able to watch in real time as you lose to Malroth.
and then I die, and then everybody sees me pull up the main menu and set it down to easy, and then just go in and
Yep.
like
Yep,
plow through it.
because we are not ashamed of doing that when it becomes not fun.
When it becomes not fun, yeah. If it's the first time I die, I would
Yeah.
reset it. But honestly, like I thought DQ3's just default normal
Yeah.
difficulty was good. It was kind of weird. I don't mean to repeat myself because I know it was in the DQ3 review episode we did, but like I don't mean to so I don't want to repeat myself too much, but it was kind of weird because I felt like the balance of that game was a little slightly off
Hmm.
in that if you're playing it just in normal difficulty, like it starts off I felt like way too easy. And it
Hmm.
could just be that I knew where to go and I was like familiar with the game already. I don't know, but it felt like the game was way too easy for a chunk of time. And then it got about like normal. And then somewhere it was like, oh my gosh, this got really hard all of a sudden.
Right.
And
I actually found it to be frustrating at the beginning because of
hmm,
leveling up the characters and how often the enemy encounters were. Like I'm still irritated about how
mhm.
like if I ventured out, maybe I was going into the wrong places too soon, but the enemies always stayed a little bit ahead of me, and
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was pretty frustrated at that. And it was probably because I was exploring places that it told me were not directly where I needed to go
That
with
you
the
weren't
circle.
playing initially.
And
Yeah.
so it could be that I went out of my way
Oh,
to have
yeah.
trouble, but I was actually pretty frustrated with the opening parts of the game once you get onto the mainland on how much I had to go back to town and revive people.
And that could be the difference because for me, I basically stayed on rails of where I
Mm,
knew I was supposed to go until it opens up. When it opens up and you have to go around to collect all the orbs and stuff.
yeah,
Like once it opened up there, I just went wherever. And maybe that's why I thought it was harder at that point, is because I also, went around and
right.
explored. Um, and got really fixated on finding all those friendly monsters. So, I wasn't going to just
Yeah,
spots on the map or anything like that. Like I was going all around. Um, now you've got me wanting to replay DQ3 before this one comes out in October.
we're gonna have to get you to and see just to see how the difficulty on that kind of thing is. But
Yeah.
I am, after seeing this article and seeing the screenshot, seeing that the Princess of Cannock is like a bard type character with like it looks like she gets carried. It says she sometimes gets carried away and starts playing around during battle. Like I'm curious on if that's going to be something interesting with a good effect, or if it's going to be like Garnet in
That's what
Final
I was gonna
Fantasy
say.
IX and be frustrating when I need her to do something. So I'm
Yeah.
curious on how it's going to be, especially with her being Canic because of the already the frustrations of him not doing anything and dying so quickly.
That's what's gonna happen. The Prince of Cannock is gonna be dead. You're gonna be in a battle, and you're gonna tell the Princess of Cannock to like do something that would like I don't know, use Zapple,
Yeah,
and then it's gonna happen. It's gonna be like the Princess of Cannock runs around and dances, and then your whole party wipes, and you're
yeah.
gonna be like Princess.
And it's going to
Yeah,
be like, I'm never using these characters again, except I have to. And
it could be it. You never know.
but
That could
that's
be it.
kind of what that's the main thing to take away from me on this is I didn't know which one of those it was going to be. And so on one hand, I think it sounds really fun to have kind of like a wild magic thing to be able to happen, but also I'm like if she's going to like be like the prince, then this is going to be a very frustrating game.
And knowing DQ, I suspect it will be a little bit of both. I suspect there
Mm,
will be some like funny things that would happen.
yeah,
Um, where like the Princess of Cannock does a funny dance. Um, but then also like there's a chance that, she'll cast like, I don't know, Mega Flare or something. I know that's Final
on your
Fantasy,
party.
but yeah, just something like epic, that will like just completely obliterate all your enemies in like one shot. Um, I could
or
see them having fun
or
with
she
that.
casts Zamel on your party, and it's just like, well, there's that. But yeah, so that one seemed pretty interesting too on the screenshot that they showed of it. Um, but yeah, so I'm excited for these. I really hope that they stand up to our expectations, that they meet our expectations on after what they set with DQ3.
Yeah, for sure. I know we're almost out of time. For anybody that heard my phone ding, now my wife's just texting me they have fall candles out. Help me.
Oh
Because she wants
no.
to buy fall candles. Yeah. So
Is it
listen,
Candle
Corey.
Day at Bath and Body Works? Because that's what we wait for.
No, no, she was swinging by to pick up a few things at Aldi by our
Mm,
house here, on her way in. And apparently they have fall candles out.
no, we need fall
Anyway,
candles.
thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter or Blue Sky at Dragon Quest FM. If you want to talk to me personally, I'm at those places at Dragon Quaston. Special shout out to all of our Patreon patrons. We really appreciate all you guys. If you would like to join that, that's at patreon.com/DragonQuestFM. And there is, like I mentioned, this week's minisode was me talking about replaying Kingdom Hearts 3 right now, which I am. And then this Monday will be a BJ episode, which is
Yep.
about
It may be about Hollow Knight because I'm gonna go see how it
oh,
runs on the Switch because I don't have the money to buy Silk Song, but I've also
the first one.
never beat the first Hollow Knight either. So I can go play it on Switch 2 and see how it runs because it's a beautiful game. I loved what I played of it. And so that's my plan for the weekend is to install that. So if that goes according to plan and my weekend doesn't turn into something different, it's going to be Star Trek Discovery and Hollow Knight weekend. So that will
Nice.
probably be what you guys hear about.
Very cool. Also, remember you can watch these episodes over on YouTube, and that's at youtube.com/at DQFM. And if you are watching this on YouTube, then please smash that subscribe button. My kids heard me saying that the other day and were giggling
Uh,
because they were the ones that told me I had to say it,
yep.
and so I feel like I can hear them outside right now,
I hope
and
they're giggling at
I
you.
did that just for them. But anyway, yeah, that's my whole spiel.
You can find me on Blue Sky and Twitter at BJK Games. And like you said, our Patreon is patreon.com/DQ. Nope. Our Patreon is patreon.com/ Dragon Quest FM. And you can support the podcast, listen to mini-sodes, and just give us some love because we're always in need of it. So we love you guys. Thank you, patrons. And thank you for listening. And we will see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.